Hey you guys, it's Chloe and welcome to my channel Align with Chloe, where I am on the journey of aligning my life to what truly matters to me. That means planning, budgeting, saving, and spending in ways that will help me reach my goals. Today I'm going to be bringing you guys a budget with me. I am a bi-weekly budgeter, so this is going to be covering 2 weeks using 2 of my paychecks, which are 2 part-time jobs. So I just combine the 2 paychecks together to cover those 2 weeks of bills and expenses. So let's open up this planner. I'm going to take it back to my finance section. These inserts are from the minimalistic budget. So as you can see here, I went ahead and entered these numbers. So first thing I do for this paycheck breakdown is I put what days these paychecks are being sent into my account. So on the 15th and the 20th. I entered in my serving income, my spin income / office work for the studio, and my side hustle. My paycheck is a little bit smaller than normal. At the restaurant, it's just been a bit slow lately, and I did have to take off a couple of my spin classes because of conflicts with some other things I had going on. Luckily though, I did have this side hustle, so it was able to get me to $1,840.06. Now, putting into my bills, I have a couple big bills, one of them being my car payment, the other one being rent. And I did mess up here, so don't mind my scribbling. I would have liked this to be in order, but it's fine. What matters is I just have those bills down. I'm just covering the amount just for a little bit of privacy at the moment. I don't feel comfortable sharing the bill amounts, but the total is $1,170.73. Now, I do want to be really honest with you guys because a lot of this, as you can see here, is Affirm, PayPal, Etsy. I went a little crazy. I have like 5 payment plans going on for Etsy purchases, and that's not good. I'm not happy about it. I just kind of gave into the hype. There's just so many really cute budgeting savings challenges, binders, all these things, and I think it's fine to purchase those things, but it's better in my mind if I have that money already saved and then purchase it, as well as, you know, if I occasionally were going to do a payment plan on a bigger purchase, just having one of those, because adding it up together, it adds up. So my bills are a lot higher than they needed to be. So you live and you learn, and we're just going to keep moving along. The fortunate thing is that I do have enough income to cover it, but you're going to see as we flip on back here that I don't have as much to save this time, and that is because I spent too much. So let's start with my variable expenses, and I'm going to take this out of the binder so that we can write a little easier. I do live with my boyfriend, so some of those bills and some of these expenses, we do split the cost. So this will just be for my half. So for groceries, I'm going to be putting in $175. This is a little bit higher than normal because I do want us to get a little cushion going. That way we can go to Costco soon and get some of the things that are more expensive, but ultimately they're discounted as this like bulk purchase. So I'm going a little bit higher today. Takeout, I'm dropping it down to $20 since this budget's more tight. Gas is going to be $60. Fur babies, this is for my 5 animals, is going to be $115. However, I did already buy some cat food and wet cat food because they were out early, so I just took it out of my paycheck ahead of time, just used a debit card. So what I'm left with is $58, which should be fine because the dogs got dog food last week. So this will be mostly for the cats, litter, I like to get the dogs like dog chew toys and treats. Coffee is going to be getting $15. Once again, I'm cutting down some of these expenses that aren't essential since I am a little more tight and I want to still be able to save money. So spending is going to get nothing because this girl has been spending too much online. Self-care, this one is going to be getting $65. This is going to be going towards my nails and a couple makeup, skincare items I need. Household is going to be getting $60. Kindness is going to be getting $10, and miscellaneous is going to be getting $5. So grabbing this calculator, let's add it up. So that is $525, and subtracting out the $57 I spent already, technically it's gonna be $468 now. Okay, I don't use the saving investment category at this time, but what I have been doing is if I get any extra money for savings challenge, I've been writing it in afterwards. We're gonna now take it over to my sinking funds. So really quick, before we do that, let's see what we have left in our paycheck. We have to take $1,840.06, and we're going to subtract out my bills, $1,170.73. We have $669.87. Now let's take out the $525, and we have $144.87 left. And I'm actually not going to include the cents. I'm just going to leave that in my debit account. So we have $144. So I do want to keep adding to emergencies. So we're going to put $20 into that. And I'm going to go ahead and highlight it just so we can see this sinking fund is being added to a little clearly. I also am really wanting to work on my envelope box to go towards moving, so I want to kick it more into high gear with this one. So we're gonna save for moving $50. That leaves us with $74, and I am going to put $70 to go towards my debt book challenge. It's to save $2,024 in this year, and that is going towards paying off my debt. So that's really important to me as well. Also, I do want to note, I recently allocated some savings challenges to some of these sinking funds. So I'm a little more at ease at not, being able to stuff those categories. And like I said, these are more of my priority. I did create a little short video or a reel if you want to check that out and see where that money went. Okay, so now we have these $4, and I know it's a lot, not a lot, but I'm still gonna use that $4 because every dollar counts and little bits add up. Let's put $2 into pet care and $2 into medical. So now we're left with 0, and that makes this a zero-based budget because we gave every dollar a purpose. So next step here is to do a cash breakdown. Really quickly, I'm going to write in all the things that we are stuffing for these 2 weeks. So I wrote those all in, and I do want to note that I don't cash stuff gas. I leave it in my bank account because I prefer just to use a debit card. And as well, I don't cash stuff my bills. I just leave that in my bank account because often there are some companies that give you a discount for doing automatic payments. So that's the way I like to do it, just to take away a step. If you find though that taking out your bill money works for you, then that is totally fine. We all have a different way of budgeting and doing our cash stuffings. Let's decide what denominations of bills we want for each category. I typically just try to get the biggest bills I can so my envelopes aren't too thick and too stuffed. Okay, now I'm gonna add up how many of each bill I have. So we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a 1. So now let's just add up to make sure that we did this correctly to see how much each denomination adds up to. So $7 for the ones. So we have 100 plus 300 plus 80, 30, 35, 7. We got 552. Now let's double check that these amounts equal 552. Let me write that number down now really quick, so I don't forget. 144 plus 468. I need to subtract out the 60 for gas. That equals 552. Awesome, so we did that correct. So I do not have a teller slip, so I'm simply going to use just a sticky note today to write down how many of each of the bills I need, and I'll simply hand this to the bank teller and they will get me the cash that I want. So it makes it very easy. You don't have to sit and think about it. You can just do it on a piece of paper, whatever you have, and make it work. So 100 is just getting 1, 50 is getting 6, 20 is getting 4, 10 is getting 3, 5 is getting 7, and 1 is getting 7. And I just put the total for her, 552. So that is it for my budget with me. Thank you so much for watching, and be on the lookout for my cash stuffing where you will see this in action. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.
I shine so bright, you might go blind.